Hello, everyone. It's the third weekend of June 2022, and this is the weekly. And today is my wife's birthday, and we also have a guest calling in. And Keely is graduated now from guest to host.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have a lot to talk about this week, and we might not even be able to get through it all. So we'll
Happy
see.
birthday.
Wow, thanks.
Wow. All right. So the
First on the list.
first on the list, this tweet, June 9th. Gas prices are so high that one Michigan County's police department has blown through their fuel budget and will no longer respond to every 911 call in person. And yet they want to ban guns. Oh my goodness.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Sia, did you see this?
Imagine calling the police and they say, yeah, we can't send somebody, but will you cover it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's literally the vibe.
Yeah. The gas.
Realistically, it kind of sounds like an excuse.
Yeah. Did you see this? The group of white nationalists.
Oh, yeah, the group of FBI agents that were arrested.
Yeah, this should be this should be retitled 5 cops arrest 31 cops. Like, just look at them.
You can tell.
You got like a group of them, and the cops were like facing away, and then none of them got charged.
Yep, of course.
Yeah, this
Also,
should be one of those examples, like in Police Academy, of
Yeah.
basically like different agencies not being in coordination.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. They're all like entrapping each other.
Yeah, essentially.
What was it? There was one funny one a while back. It was like a group of undercover cops basically arrested a group of undercover drug dealer cops.
Yeah, I remember that.
I love it when they sting each other.
Yeah. And then there was that sketch that was like so and so is like busting the other person for corruption. And like,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
10 out of 10.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like,
Yeah, this is
the gas thing is really like,
I know.
what are
That's
you gonna
like,
do?
what are you gonna do? Like, it's
Yeah.
fucked up that you can't even take the call.
Like, the police chief would have like a meeting with the town and like, yeah, from now on we have to go Dutch.
Exactly. Fucking ridiculous.
If you call for us, you pay half the gas.
I guess they just go from like the bottom of the urgency level and start like taking them off. Because I remember like one time back when I was like 10, I called 911 by accident, and they actually came to the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. Usually they call back and then they're like, hey, to the parent.
No, they called back and then they came to the house anyway.
Oh,
back then.
Weird.
But then I called 911 again by accident like 5, 6, 7 years later, and they didn't come.
But that first one is actually really good.
Yeah.
That they called and then they came.
Yeah.
Because,
that is true. That just means
because they were like, hey, maybe they're under duress. We don't know. Maybe somebody's holding them
Exactly.
at gunpoint.
And it was a kid that called, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
makes sense. Things were different back then.
Yeah, back in the day.
Okay, so next one.
Yes. Zelensky.
Yeah, so we're basically like all just talking about like China invading, like it's just like about to happen.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna happen.
now, and like, yeah.
Well, this could literally become World War III.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Taiwan is very different than Ukraine.
Yes, it is.
As much as Ukraine is useless to the West, Taiwan is the basically world capital for, I think, microchips.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And US gets all of its microchips from China and from Taiwan. And Taiwan is like one of the, like, over 100 billion dealing with them, with the US. Like, it's a really high level. It's not like Ukraine, which is like 1.7 something billion dealing with the US. So US can't let Taiwan go.
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Biden keeps saying that he will defend Taiwan, but his PR team keeps backtracking it. They backtracked it like 3 times.
Well, Biden, I don't even
I don't know what the fuck that guy's
what
up to.
matters what he says really.
But is that
It doesn't.
is that like a strategy?
I mean, I don't know, but it's a really shitty strategy.
like it
if
could.
it is.
They're trying to confuse China.
Yeah.
You know why? Because their generals work for China, like Milley, who
Yeah.
called China.
Well,
So
no,
they're
because-
trying to confuse their own generals too, so China wouldn't get the real news, like what the US is gonna do.
Mm,
yeah.
true.
It's crazy, but because Biden is nothing, so you have to just think, okay, the basically the permanent state decides on these things. Those who are always in charge, no matter who's the president.
Mhm.
Basically the CIA and Pentagon and those people.
Yeah.
the deep
Even just the
state. And-
bureaucracies.
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't think it's even in their benefit for them to let Taiwan go. So
Definitely not.
Yeah,
But
that's
they
what
keep
really
playing-
matters.
Like they just keep playing up the fact that they don't want to say that they're gonna defend Taiwan
But
yet.
Trump used to talk about it being like a strategy, kind of acting a little like a psycho so that nobody wants to mess around.
that was the
Not
great
working.
thing about Trump.
but-
Nobody.
They're trying to do that now with Biden,
But
and
maybe
it's
that's
not
what's
working.
but maybe that's kind of what's going on with, like, in effect anyway, with Biden, right?
I don't think so. Biden just
What
looks like a kooky old man.
What I'm saying is that, like, with Trump, you were never sure whether he would
Yeah.
actually start World War
Yeah.
III or like whatever.
Yeah, but that was real strategy. You could tell that like he didn't need that
But
help.
I'm saying the same thing is happening with Biden. That's all.
I don't know. The thing is with Trump, the threat was so big that nobody dared do anything,
That's true.
because the first thing he did was with ISIS. He dropped the mother of all bombs on them.
Yeah.
The first thing he did.
So Biden just doesn't have the credibility to have
Yeah,
the
he
real
doesn't.
deterrence.
Yeah.
So after that, everybody was like, "Oh shit!" So let's basically be careful, tiptoe. But Biden, nobody cares about what Biden thinks, and I mean, China definitely knows Biden is nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What matters is how much they have infiltrated the U.S. deep state.
Mm. True.
Yeah.
That
And
is really scary. That's really, really scary.
yeah.
China goes to Taiwan.
And then
Yeah.
former Chinese army officer says Biden is paying lip service to the U.S. Position of the One China policy. So it's along the same vein.
What does
Uh,
that mean, though? What is he saying? Like,
Oh, he's saying that the U.S. is actually trying to make Taiwan independent.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Taiwan is a country.
Yeah, it already
Yeah,
it
I
is de
mean,
facto.
Technically independent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a Chinese guy. Okay.
Are we shocked?
Um,
They're trying to make Taiwan a country.
yeah. Prairie still having emergency level flooding, so that's, not great for
That's a
crops.
huge jump, dude, from news to news. What was that?
Yeah, this one, it's emergency level flooding in the prairies continuing. It's been
Any news of the Three Gorges Dam?
No.
No, but Taiwan did threaten it. So Taiwan said that they have missiles that could shoot.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah, so that was pretty
Yeah.
good. And they also said that they could hit Beijing. Yeah. So
That's not really important
yeah.
that they can
It
hit.
depends on how
Beijing.
you look at it.
Because the Chinese Communist Party doesn't care about the life of its citizens.
No, they don't. But they do give a shit about their conglomerates.
Well,
Like the elite.
Three Gorges Dam, it's not even about
Yeah, that's the
About
thing.
life.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Beijing doesn't matter. The Gorges Dam does, because the Three Gorges Dam will take like a fourth of its country.
yeah.
But Beijing, what? 1 million people will die. China killed like 50 million.
Yeah.
Well, that
They
depends
don't
on where all of the military people are located at the time that they choose to.
I guess. And US, I'm assuming, has given Taiwan, but well, not assuming. I know US has given Taiwan everything,
Yeah,
military-wise.
yeah,
But just in terms of like the population displacement from the Three Gorges Dam, that's like a crisis that you have to
Yeah.
pay attention to instead of paying attention to the war.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that would become a world-level crisis.
Yeah, and then there's the nuclear reactors that are downstream too.
Yeah.
There's a lot at play, definitely.
Hey,
Yeah, the
what
Gorges
I'm
Dam is obviously the larger of the two.
oh, yeah, it's not even close. Like if that hits, that would change the face of the whole global politics because China will be knocked out
Pretty much.
completely,
Almost.
and
yeah.
the powers can literally do whatever they want with China after that. World powers.
Yeah. So
And then China would just like do a North Korea and just say those parts of China don't matter anymore. We don't even care.
It would just take a long time to
Yeah,
regroup.
live however you want. We don't care. We're now busy with this.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't
Yeah.
know if that would end the war though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they would just say, hey, they destroyed a fourth of China. We don't care. We're going to continue the war.
Yeah.
And that part of China, we pretend it doesn't exist. Like what North Korea did kind of to its citizens. It's like, we
Yeah.
don't care what you do. Survive.
yeah, but
Yes.
there's like important supply chains that run through there and stuff.
Yeah. It's not that easy.
Yeah. Anyways, the people are starting to die from e-bikes exploding
At
the
random.
batteries. And I looked at this and I looked at this and I thought I was like, okay, like how many times is this really happening? But where does it say? This is the 7th person to die from a fire. Oh, the 5th person this year to die from a lithium battery fire.
Fuck.
And these e-bikes are all like pretty new, right? So
Yeah.
once they start getting old,
This is literally like the Samsung Galaxy 7 or some shit all over again.
well, I wonder if it's like it doesn't say whether it's like a particular brand of e-bike or whatever, but if it's just like
If it's just-
lithium ions
yeah.
in general are not.
That's actually very important. See if they mention what
If it's a brand
Company.
or if it's in general.
I don't think it
because
mentions.
that's a brand, that's a company that has dealings with the government that got that basically bought that deal to provide the bikes for the city and whatever. So let's see if they even mention it, the name, or they don't want to damage the brand. Do you see anything? Victim remembered fondly. Okay, so we're done with the
Yeah, I don't think it does mention it.
No, it doesn't. And I like what I'm wondering is what if just like lithium batteries and bikes just don't go together, practically speaking?
Maybe. could
And
be.
and now we're going to start seeing like waves of these explosions potentially. But you know, whatever. Maybe
I wonder
not.
how long you have to ride them or if there's like a
The important thing is, do we care?
Yeah, moving
Well,
on.
If bikers,
that's true.
you know how many times I wish death on bikers.
That's true. I have to agree. I've been nearly run over by a number of cyclists.
I'm gonna change lanes before I pass
Yeah.
e-bikes, maybe.
Mm.
This is
True.
God's way of telling them, hey, I hate you.
Yeah.
Chances of 75 basis point rate hike from the Bank of Canada just went up. That'll work. That'll do it.
That mean? What does that mean? Explain.
It means that the market has a certain percentage probability that they think that the Bank of Canada will raise the next time by either 0.5% or 0.75%. And now more people think that it's going to be 0.75%. So what are they at now? 1.5?
Yeah.
So they're talking about maybe they'll raise the interest rate from
Oh, it's
half.
just the possibility of it went up.
Yeah,
Basically, the
exactly.
Vegas odds went up.
Yeah, basically, so we're at 1.5. Let's say we're at 1.5%. I think we're at. So then
Yeah.
instead of going to 2 the next time, we'd go to 2.25. Ooh. Meanwhile, inflation is at like
God knows what percentage.
God
now.
knows what percentage.
Inflation, your time is gone. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, surely this will stop inflation.
Yes, surely.
The walls are closing in.
It will, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
That's a joke from a movie that you guys are too young to remember. Shame on you.
World Health Organization looks to rename monkeypox to make it clear that the virus is not African.
I laughed
What
hard.
about monkeypox makes it seem
Yeah,
African?
exactly. I was like, dude.
This is what I'm talking about. The always racism that I've seen
Always.
has always been from liberals.
But it's that
They-
type of like wokeism that they make it accidentally
Bro,
racist.
there's literally like this.
A few years ago, they removed basically a statue of a gorilla from a park because it was offensive. Offensive to who? Except you racist liberal who looked at the gorilla and said, this is probably offensive to black people because it reminds me of black people. You're the only one who's thinking it. Stop.
Literally.
Do it.
Yeah, literally. Like, there's monkeys in Japan. Like, what about monkeypox makes it seem African, huh?
It was like that lady who basically, D'Angelo, who started the whole BS, white fragility and all that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, no, lady, you were afraid that you might have accidentally gone into a black party. Okay? You're the one who reacts that way, not us.
Exactly.
Stop making it everybody's business. Like Vox and Vice, when they write an article, there's a new trend of sleeping with your sister. No, dude, you're doing it.
You did that. That's you. That's on you.
Yeah.
You're the one that had that dream.
Stop bringing us into this, man. Do
Yeah.
what you want with your sister.
It's so true. You see it everywhere on social media now, but that's hilarious. I love that the Who was like, this is racist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyways, moving on. Nicaragua gives permission for Russian troops to enter the country.
Great.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
Yeah.
Very concerning.
So, like a little bit of context, the U.S. Basically there was like a kind of socialist government in Nicaragua, and the U.S. Was arming like opposition militias in like the early 90s, and then supposedly it was like against international law, so they're mad about it.
Mhm.
oh,
So
you
now,
went back.
so now they're just gonna have Russian troops.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
solve it.
put this together with meanwhile the border is still open, right? So from Nicaragua to the US, you can still
Yep.
basically walk through, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't Nicaragua the whole Contras and stuff?
Yeah, that's where this is.
Yeah.
So then imagine if like Russia trains like Nicaraguan agents to like
Ugh.
walk across into America and start sabotaging like food infrastructure.
That's the
or, like,
problem. They
whatever.
would.
Like, yeah, that's what I would do.
Like, I know it's pretty obvious that Russia has had intelligence in the US for a long time, but if they can like
Obviously, yeah.
convince other countrymen from different places to also be on their side and do their shit, oh no, that's not good.
Soviet Russia has been trying to get into US basically backyard for decades. Like,
Oh, long
yeah.
the whole
time.
Cuba thing was that.
Yeah.
Why don't
Cuba-
they bring the Cuba thing back?
I don't know.
What?
Why don't they just bring the Cuba thing back?
Well, because Cuba is basically just a village now with cars that barely work, so they can't use it for anything.
Yeah,
Nicaragua is still modern looking a little bit.
yeah.
I mean,
But I'm not afraid of that, honestly. Russia is not in a very Russia is not a superpower.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No matter how much it throws its weight around, it has gas. Basically, it has energy, some energy,
Mhm,
a lot of energy, let's say,
mhm.
and nukes.
Yeah.
I see
On paper, yeah, but the moment you provide energy from somewhere else, Russia is irrelevant.
Yeah, pretty much.
I see it more as like not like a threat, but more like more conflict zones opening up.
Yeah.
basically it's just to create a problem for the US, not actually doing something with it, but just creating a conflict zone, another problem somewhere else for the US,
Mhm.
put pressure on the US.
Yeah.
I don't think they're actually gonna like perform operations there.
Hmm. That's okay. Biden administration's been pretty good at dealing with problems. So what's another one?
You should send Christoph Freeland there.
Yeah, that'll work.
With Kamala Harris,
Yes,
Still,
Miss Giggles.
that'll fix it.
And he would basically perform services.
What do you think about this? Did you see this? Mexican president slams NATO policy in Ukraine, calling it immoral.
Yeah, I saw this one too.
Yeah,
This guy was actually starting to get along with Trump well.
yeah.
Mm,
He was like a socialist, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's blah blah blah." But now he's like, "Yeah, I prefer
Yeah.
that guy."
Yeah, apparently a youth like the youth wing of the party, one of the groups sent a letter to the Russian ambassador supporting the invasion. This is like the youth of the governing party in Mexico.
Yep.
What's that all about? Anyways, maybe we one
That's
day.
what happens when wolves smell that the lion is wounded.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty
right.
crazy though. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, Jim Cramer. This guy should like this. You know, like everybody has that like that one thing where like they like start to question whether freedom of speech should be a thing.
Yeah.
Like how is this guy allowed to say this? This is
Well, this dude should have been a carny who would like basically you would go and he would guess your weight. That should have been the height
Yes.
of his career. Okay, the height, the extent of his basically where he would fly would be to be able to guess people's weight at carnivals, and he is on TV.
Yeah, he's on TV
Never right.
on Twitter saying there's zilch chance of
There
impending
is-
recession.
June 10th, there's zero chance of an impending recession. Zip, zilch, nada. Now is the time to be bullish. I've never been more certain of anything in my life.
Really, sir?
Oh, this is 2022.
Yeah,
this
this is
It's like
happened.
the same thing in 2008.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. No, you thought it was that, right?
For a second there, I was like, yeah, you want to show me after this something else, but no.
No,
This
this is from
2022.
yep, from 8 days ago. I should have had that one to compare. I should have
Yeah.
done what you thought I was
Damn.
doing.
Yeah,
Damn.
hilarious though.
This is fantastic. Like, I don't know what happened, but Trump broke these people. So bad. Like,
Totally did,
there
dude.
are people who were like economists.
Yeah.
You're gonna,
Like-
you think this is about Trump? You think this is related?
No, not Kramer necessarily. He's just as I said, he's a carny. He's just
Yeah.
a joke. But
But
like
other-
Krugman, the other one, who's that other guy? The Clinton's Secretary of Labor or something. The midget,
I don't know.
the
Don't know.
little person. Paul, no, not what was his name? I don't remember, but he's an economist too. And all of them were like, yeah, if Trump comes to power, there's gonna be a recession. Market will crash and blah blah blah. And then after Biden, last year they were talking when inflation started to be mentioned.
right.
They were all like, one of them was it Krugman or the other one that was like, yeah, there is no proof that inflation would actually hurt the lower and middle class.
Yeah, no.
Literally,
The,
the guy
all
said
of-
this.
that's the whole meme format where they have the two tweets and then like the face
Yeah.
like as the watermark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just crazy. These people went completely nuts.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
went nuts during Trump, and now they're not only backtracking but completely flipping, and now they're blaming Putin for
Like,
everything.
you don't need to be economist. Like, this is like
Exactly. It's
your
not-
university stuff that, yeah, this is what inflation does. And it's like, you don't know this?
And then
honestly.
in the media, like I don't think I have an article. Maybe I do, but I saw a headline like today or yesterday that was like they are like approving like a new spending plan to fight inflation.
Oh my fucking
Like
god.
they're constantly putting out headlines like new spending plan to fight
Yes.
inflation.
Print money to fight inflation.
Robert Reich. Robert Reich. I
Our-
remember that guy.
I don't know the dude.
Yeah, the Clinton's minister was like, I think he has a Nobel Prize or something.
Anyways, Thousand Oaks Animal Shelter says it won't let people adopt pets if they don't support gun control.
Oh yeah, I remember. You know,
Oh my
you
goodness.
sent you
It-
sent this, and I was like, sorry. What did that headline just say?
This remind this reminded me of like how we thought about adopting a pet, but they just had so many ridiculous
Yeah,
conditions.
They
We were
actually
like-
do have ridiculous conditions. I know plenty of people who actually do fostering for adoption, and the amount of rules that they have to just adopt shitty cats or dogs is ridiculous.
It's like, oh, I get,
I tried to adopt one.
yeah.
How did that go?
How did that go? It's just like
It was
impossible, right?
So ridiculous. First of all, yeah, okay. First send your basically request,
Mhm.
and okay, we'll get back to you. Next week they get back to me. Okay, we're gonna send your request to the person who's in charge of it, and she's gonna call you next week, probably Friday or like Thursday. And she calls me and she starts asking me like about what kind of food I'm gonna give him, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'll
Yeah.
probably research something good. And it's like,
They're like, I guess.
I can lie to you on
Exactly.
the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, and then it's like, yeah, you have to do this and that and pay this much and all that. And I'm like, for adopting something that nobody wants?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're making
Yes.
sure nobody like this is just like the classic, this is just like one of the classic like early examples when I was like still like pretty progressive. This was like one of the examples of like good intended policies just
Mhm.
having the complete opposite effect.
Yes, completely.
I think, dude, I think it's partly also all of these things become kind of an industry.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
It
I
is
mean,
totally
yeah.
an industry, 100%.
They get budget based on the animals that they have.
Yeah, that's
So I think it's like the homeless situation that's now become an industrial complex.
yeah.
Literally
Yeah,
become an
San
industrial.
Francisco, where they had those like, didn't they like spend like $70,000 per homeless person, like putting those
Yeah.
tents?
Yeah,
It's like
an industry.
you could have just given them the $70,000.
you could have
Yeah.
affordable housing,
Yeah. Oh my
but
goodness.
instead they're like, here, have a tent.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think it's all the same. It's
It is.
all of it becomes just whenever it becomes a part of bureaucracy,
Yeah.
and they need to basically justify their budget,
Yeah.
Okay, so
and they just make it harder and harder.
yeah. So in light of that, I'll change my point to this is like a good example of a policy that seems to be like for good, but it's actually not,
Yeah.
right? If you take a closer look at it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like there's the opposite effect on purpose.
But the way that they did it here, they literally, the Shelter Hope Pet Shop had added a question about gun control to its adoption interview.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It's not even like, do you have a gun?
Yeah, no.
It's
It's like, do you support guns or do you not support guns? That's fucking pathetic. Like, you are going to be euthanizing, I don't even know how many animals
Yeah,
by
you
the end of this
euthanize
year.
them all.
I mean, like, if I were to adopt from there, I would lie,
Yeah, exactly.
and then I'd get the dog and I'd show a middle finger.
that,
and
though,
make
about
him-
fostering in particular, they match you to certain pets based on your personality and what you want. And then they also get you to come and meet the pet in person. And you have to meet them like once or twice just to see if your personalities mesh. And they go to your house to check out your house and living space and shit. It's fucked up.
It's really, yeah. They're saying it's because they don't want recidivism, like they don't want you to leave it. But what's better for a much higher chance of dogs getting adopted, or very low percentage of them getting adopted but not returned.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think about the processing plant fires?
Those are way too much for me.
Yeah.
Like you just mean like overwhelming.
No.
Yeah, like I will have to put on my Alex Jones hat and
Yeah.
then
So after 27 years, Microsoft's Internet Explorer browser hits retirement. I have that just for this meme. Did you see this?
yeah. Dude, you don't remember. This was the first.
Yeah, no, we do. What do you mean? We're old enough for that.
When internet came, you guys, how old were you when internet first arrived?
Old enough.
Yeah, look, I used to hate Internet Explorer, so I used to download Netscape back in like the early 2000s.
Dude, we're old enough to remember the dial.
But it was terrible.
Yeah,
It is terrible. It's fucking garbage.
I never liked Firefox.
And I'm pretty sure Steve Jobs. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we used to use Firefox. Immediately after it came, we started using Firefox. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Steve Jobs, one of the things that he used to do, just had a division to just attack basically Microsoft products with like viruses and everything.
Mhm.
That would be the conspiracy.
I'm pretty sure he did that.
Yeah.
I believe
Started
it.
a revolution over.
When you start a revolution over a 2% tax and now see your population being taxed at 37%.
I thought that was.
Well, technically, that was representation, taxation without representation.
Yeah.
True.
Now it's taxation with quote unquote representation.
Yeah. Who remembers eating these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? To be honest, this is really insensitive. People have peanut allergies and gluten intolerances,
Okay, I lost you for a second.
and you're out here acting like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are a universal experience.
What's sad is that these people, this isn't satire. That's the fucked up part.
Monkeys for anarchy. Like this could be satire, this could be not. It doesn't even matter at
It
this
doesn't.
point.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
I know where you can still get gas for 139. Where? Taco Bell.
I thought that was funny.
Leave Joe Biden alone. What kind of hot take is this?
Honestly,
There should be
I was like, okay, so we've reached the part where the wokies
Yeah,
realize that Joe Biden is
that or not.
sad sack for a president, and now they need to desperately defend him in any way that they possibly can, even if that means trying to gain sympathy. It's fucking sad.
Okay, so MicroStrategy, like this is a company that basically like turned into a Bitcoin fund.
Okay.
Their losses on their Bitcoin holdings are nearing 1 billion.
Oh my
1
god.
billion, okay. June 13, 2022. And still June 15, 2022, Bitcoin price absolutely a buying opportunity. Michael Saylor says this is the CEO of that company.
Oh my god.
So like at what point do you question yourself?
Dude, what the fuck? What is going on? Like, he's okay. No, he's clearly doing this because he's trying to get fucking clout, but
No, he needs to
save his company.
his life is over.
Yeah.
If this doesn't
But
turn
it's like,
around.
don't say something so fucking like what do you even call this? Like,
No, but it's like at what point do you maybe consider doing a pivot?
yeah.
I don't know. Stick to your guns, buddy. Ontario losing 320 acres of farmland per day.
Yeah, I've actually seen these stupid charities that are advertising for saving farming land specifically in Ontario. And I'm like, where exactly is that going?
Yeah. I mean, if we think that the conditions are going to come around for to like give an advantage to more like local production,
Mm.
then farmland locally is going to become more and more valuable.
Well, yeah,
'Cause it's-
certainly.
Yeah, because it's not like we're adding farmland. It's only like
No,
it's a
definitely
one-way
not.
street.
But we're losing farmland to like companies.
Yeah, and our need to use it is going to increase because it's going to get harder to import stuff.
That is true.
Droughts in the 6th century paved the way for Islam. So I wonder what this millennium super drought is going to bring.
Your question, I don't know, more Islam. I don't I don't know.
I hope wokeism doesn't like stick around to be like become an Islam in like 1,000 years.
Fuck.
That would be
Jesus Christ.
terrible.
Sorry, wait, what is it that a picture of? Is that a bone? What the hell is that?
It's a stalagmite.
I don't know what that is.
It's like inside caves where the water drips.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, COVID-19 made Canadians more trusting depending on their income, study finds.
Yes. I was like, sorry. How blatant can you get in terms of stupid?
Like,
Sorry, literally,
basically-
this just screams elites got richer and the poor got poorer, and the poor don't actually trust them, but the elites do.
basically it's saying the rich basically beat the poor into submission
Yeah, pretty much.
during the
So trusting.
So spoiler alert, it says depending on their income, right?
Yeah.
So rich
Yeah.
people became more trusting and poor people became less trusting.
Yes.
Yeah. poor people got beaten to submission.
Yeah.
How fucking sad.
Canada's housing correction has started. What's surprising is its speed. So
Yeah.
that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I don't, but we're all gonna get.
What's it saying?
It's just saying that the stats are pretty staggering as to like how quickly sales are slowing down, prices are starting to come down, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
The prices are dropping like crazy, basically, like the crash.
Yeah. There's one house that my parents have been looking at, and just like 2 or 3 years ago, it was like 1 or 2 years ago, it was posted for 8 million. And now it's got relisted multiple times, and now it's at 4.8.
Yeah, so more than half.
Yeah, people can dream.
Yeah, that one was probably just posted too high, but that's what it was appraised for at that time, apparently.
Yeah,
Wild.
we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm looking forward to it.
What's funny though is that you see this crash in pricing for housing, but that doesn't change the interest rate on a mortgage at all. We're gonna get fucked either way.
Well, with the inflation, I think if the sooner you get mortgage, the better.
Yes, the sooner you get it, yes. But I've also been seeing articles of places saying that it's really difficult to even get a mortgage right now. So we
Yeah,
should.
they're raising the
Yeah, if the interest rates went high enough, theoretically, well, first of all, we'd have a problem because like our own mortgages would get screwed up.
Yeah,
But theoretically, if that wasn't a thing, then if all the housing crashed, then I mean, if the interest rates went high enough, then housing could crash hard enough that we could start buying things without a mortgage.
yeah. That's fucked up to think about. Anyway, moving on.
Well, there are people right now that can buy things without a
yeah,
mortgage.
you can
That's-
buy without mortgage if you have already basically turned your money into other goods, basically.
Yeah, true.
NFL coach fined 100K for comparing Jan 6 to
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
bro.
I saw this one.
Literally,
like,
what the fuck?
All right, so how
I think he can sue, but
Oh.
he won't because he wants a career. But I think he can sue because what he has said, they can't prove. I mean, you're the lawyer, but can they prove that what he has said is inappropriate or hateful or whatever?
True.
And can
They
be
might
punished?
actually drain the shit out of him.
Yeah, I don't know if but maybe it's like in the contract or something. I didn't actually read
Maybe,
this story.
yeah.
Because
The headline's crazy though, but
I'm not that interested in it.
No, in the contract, it would be basically if you say something probably unbecoming or whatever,
Mhm.
you will probably get fined if you get say something outrageous and whatever. But how would they be able to prove what he said is actually considered outrageous?
True. That is true.
Well, the contract could also say, "Oh, we get to decide."
That's true. The
And then-
Yeah, the manager would decide.
Those usually, like, you can litigate those. Those are like not always enforceable, but that's just a whole mess, right? So,
Yeah.
but like it's so funny because they're saying it because he's insulting BLM, right?
Yeah.
He's insulting violent riots by comparing it to like Jan
Yeah,
said.
insulting violent riots and a scam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, money laundering scam.
Dude, yeah, there's been a lot of articles about the people who run or are behind BLM literally like laundering.
Well,
Which is
so
so
you saw that the lady who basically the leader
Mhm.
paid her husband $900,000 for services rather than her
Yeah.
brother like a million.
Was. She also had like 3 homes or something like that.
Then she got mad that she was taxed.
Yeah.
She was like, this is because I'm black.
Like, no, sweetheart, no. That's not how that works.
there was literally like a thing at U of T where this like
Former president of the student union.
yeah, she had this like Black Lives Matter like organization at U of T, and she embezzled like over $300,000 from the student union.
Yeah, which means that's all money coming from students. That's not the school. So it was a really fucked up situation. And the school ended up dropping the lawsuit against her, which is even more
It
fucked
wasn't
up.
the school, it was the student union.
Well, the student union, but
And the student union dropped the lawsuit to basically because this guy, never mind, I'm not talking about that.
it's another story. But
Poles
it's
may
similar.
forage for woods to heat homes.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw this one too. It was like, why? Because Russia doesn't give them gas?
I guess.
Yeah, so I'll just read some highlights. Authorities in Warsaw have allowed citizens to forage for firewood in forests to keep their homes heated amid spiraling energy costs. It is always possible with the consent of foresters to collect branches for fuel, Deputy Minister of Climate said. Those wishing to gather wood must first undergo training and obtain permission from the local forestry unit. The report went on to clarify that people can only take branches already lying on the
Lift with your knees.
and cannot cut down trees.
Yeah,
Yo,
ridiculous.
it gets worse and worse. He explained that branches should be taken to the local foresters who will issue an invoice. Collectors will have to pay between 7 and 30 zlotys for approximately a quarter cubic meters of firewood.
Dude, this is literally government.
Oh, so basically you clean our forest and pay us.
Yeah.
Bro, you have to get a license. You really have to get a license. No, first of all, this is the government made everybody dependent on them,
Yeah.
and then did whatever happened, they can't get enough energy, so
Yes.
people have to literally heat their homes with wood,
Literally.
and you make them get a license
Yes.
and then pay for it, and also only branches from the ground.
Yeah, because government needs to have its hands on fucking
Also-
everything.
Also, you can only take branches from the ground, but the branches cannot be thicker than 7 centimeters.
What the fuck?
What the
They're
heck?
fucking branches from trees. You don't own the fucking trees, government. Thank you.
It can't be thicker than 7 centimeters.
So people are just wandering into the forest and whipping out.
Think about it. Think about it. What is it saying? It's saying if you go basically pick up a stick, you have to pay. If you're walking and just pick up a stick, you have to pay us for it.
It has to be under a certain size.
Yes.
And you
Wow.
have a license.
This is
Oh, and guys, one request. I'm trying to basically delete literally from my vocabulary
good luck.
and only use it when it's actually literally.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So
luck.
try to use actually instead of literally.
Sir, I'm not going to conform
Sir,
to
I'm not
your.
conforming to your new.
Look, there is no metaphorical way to heat your house with wood. So you can't say you literally heat your house with wood.
You can. Words change over time. Things like slang is a thing. Unfortunately, that's just the way language works and functions.
Yeah.
But I'm not conforming to your rules, sir.
The,
You're gonna have to.
Grammar is racist.
the healthcare system is completely collapsing about a decade or so ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Oh no, really?
The way they framed that make it sound like there's not enough people, but in reality, they just fired them all.
No, but there's also not enough people.
There isn't, because they won't hire back
No,
the nurses.
even if they hired back everyone, there's still not enough people.
Of course there isn't, but even then, it's like you still got rid of like a quarter to half of your workforce. That's ridiculous.
I would be surprised if it was that many, but they had a new cricket production facility
At least we got that.
in London, Ontario.
Yes.
We're ready to produce 9,000 metric tons of crickets annually.
Great.
Meanwhile,
Yum.
they're shutting down fish farms and opening
Yeah.
up cricket farms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Anyways.
Yeah, I like that one.
Harry Potter, high inflation or recession? Jerome Powell wants both. Oh. You could have picked one, but instead you got both.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Ottawa Public Health begins administering monkeypox vaccine to high priority individuals.
Dude, what the literally, where did they get this vaccine? Where?
No, it's actually very simple. It's just that basically the high priority people that it's talking about is very small group of people who participate in orgies and such.
Yeah. It doesn't actually say whether it's like a new monkeypox vaccine or whether they're just using the smallpox.
It's basically antibiotics. Injecting basically perverts with it.
Anyways, this was on my Google News. Three stories back to back about 3 different plagues: Omicron, monkeypox, avian flu.
Oh my God.
Strange
Yeah.
times.
Outbreak detected. Outbreak.
Yeah.
An outbreak.
Outbreak, quote unquote. Kids in US as young as 6 months can get COVID-19 vaccines next week.
Cool.
6
Great.
months. You're gonna
Like permanently brain damage your
Oh my
kid, dude.
goodness.
Like,
Oh my goodness. Canada expected to finish review of first COVID-19 shot for youngest kids in weeks as well.
that's so
Oh.
fucking funny. They just approve of 6-month-old babies, but they haven't even approved like the youngest kids yet. They're just like,
Okay,
what
this-
happened?
You remember how they like stopped recommending Moderna under a certain age?
Yeah.
And then they stopped like approving Moderna under a certain
Yeah.
age? Get this. Health Canada continues to review Moderna's application for a vaccine to protect children between 6 months and 5 years.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, they're basically, you have to experiment somewhere.
How
Yeah,
about,
you do.
How about over my dead body?
Yeah, honestly. Literally go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Transport Minister, who is not a terrorist.
This guy was in another headline.
This this video is something else. But Transport Minister, who is not a terrorist, hopes COVID-19 vaccine mandates won't need to be reinstated. Says it depends on new variants. All right.
Oh God.
Basically, we'll see what we feel like.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, that makes sense. Why? What else would you say?
yeah.
More power outages in Ottawa. Those power
Still?
outages in Ottawa were real bad.
Yeah, they were. They lasted a long fucking time, but I can't believe there's like more.
They had
180,000 homes.
they had utility companies running low on fuel, like
Yeah.
to when they were out to fix the power lines.
Yeah.
But then they couldn't refuel because the gas station didn't have power.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
The fucking irony is just
Perfect. Anyways, I'm sure that could
full
never,
circle.
I'm sure that could never happen here in an advanced
no.
modern city like Toronto.
Definitely
That's-
not.
That could only happen in Ottawa.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Joe Biden
Oh, did you see this video?
Joe Biden falls off bike near Delaware Beach home, says, "I'm good." But
See it?
yeah, I seen it. But the reason I posted this link is because why did they publish this?
That's a really good
Is it just because
question.
it's from the Newswire?
Maybe?
I'm sure other people had that video.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
at
no,
some
but
point,
why are they actually bothering to report on this?
that's a very good question because
Because that video is gonna come out no matter what.
Mm.
At least this way you get ahead of it.
that's true.
O'Toole claims Chinese interference in 2021 election flipped Tory ridings.
Bro, what? Sorry, what?
What? Sorry, go back.
Aaron O'Toole says that the Conservative Party had like an internal like statistical review of the 2021 election and found statistical like irregularities, and they're claiming that China like changed the results.
Oh,
What?
Uh,
it's not that crazy, to be honest.
I mean,
No,
it's
yeah,
it's
it's not.
crazy in the sense that O'Toole is saying this as if
Yeah, that's the craziest thing.
I was like, sorry, why
You
does
just remembered.
yeah. Well, the only
He put on his thinking cap and his walking heels,
Yeah.
and yeah, got to the bottom of it.
he said he's basically saying that China was spreading like misinformation,
well,
which is not what I
yeah.
like to hear.
I mean,
Fuck off.
because China literally hated Canada for like at least a few years. They still do.
That's not what I like want to hear. 50 Calgarians summoned from mall for immediate jury selection.
Sorry, 50?
So this is a really rare process where they they keep striking out jurors and there's not enough jurors left in the jury pool.
Yeah.
So then the police go out.
Just went to the mall and got 50 people.
Yeah,
People.
they just literally go to like a random place where people eat lunch and they literally pick people up at lunch and force them to come for jury.
What the
Why
fuck?
don't I ever get basically called for such a thing?
Honestly, I hope I never do.
Yeah,
I love to.
yeah, I actually can't now.
Yeah. Give
Yeah,
it.
you're a lawyer now.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah,
For
that's all the
50?
tabs.
I love to do it once.
Yeah.
50 randos?
Yeah, we made really
Bruh.
good time on the tabs. I honestly thought that we were gonna go like hour and a half.
So,
How long did we go? Half?
I think we're under an hour.
are we?
Yeah,
Well,
just under an
either
hour.
way, it worked out, didn't it?
Anyways,
It flew by.
yeah, it flew by. But now we have like a sense of next week we don't have to really rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had fun. That's what really matters.
All that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We laughed at our own jokes. That's half the battle.
yeah.
That's
We
true.
were hoping that the baby would be here by now, but that
No.
hasn't happened.
No signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
signs at all.
Is it past due?
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Great.
due on Thursday.
Yep.
That's great. The
Well,
longer the better.
Not necessarily, actually.
she's getting big though.
Yeah, because they get larger and then they're at risk for pooping in the
Oh yeah. That is the problem. But I mean, from development standpoint,
yeah, no, it's
the
good.
more it stays, the higher the IQ, the healthier everything.
This
Yeah.
is true.
Unless there is a complication.
Yeah,
The
so
problem is that now that she's past due, if she doesn't show up before the end of this coming week, she's getting forcefully evicted.
yeah,
You don't. Yeah.
yeah. So
She needs to learn at some point. You have to move on your own.
Exactly. She's got to learn to be punctual.
yeah. So chances are her latest birthday is going to be 24th because she's going to be induced.
Yeah. But
Uh,
between now and then.
Yeah,
So it's kind of a weird limbo.
Yeah, it could be tomorrow. I mean,
you're gonna be parents,
I
yes.
know, exciting.
Yes.
uncle or aunt, based on my
Yeah, person
set.
that's related, sort of. I don't know what would be a non-binary way to call an uncle or an aunt.
You're a monkey's uncle.
There you go.
Untold.
race.
Untold.
Well, I
Yo, this
Hey man, if it's racist, it's against you. It's your kid.
well, true.
The monkeypox is the numbers. I don't know what's going on, but the monkeypox numbers are like quite high, don't you think?
They are. But what's funny is that they're pretty much all men.
Yeah, it's all men.
I'm assuming there are all men of certain persuasion.
Well,
Yes.
apparently it's mostly homosexual men, bisexual men, and straight men who have sex with men.
Men.
They said.
Yes, that's exactly what they said. Just kind of like
And trans men, I'm assuming.
You could have just said
Maybe.
people.
Trans women.
yes, trans women,
Sorry.
You could have just said people who have sex with
men
people with.
Not women.
with penises. Yeah, that would have been the appropriate way to just, according to wokeism, that is the best way to describe it.
People who find vaginas
Rep-
icky.
So yesterday was the last day of my like 3-day paternity leave.
yeah, he's just been upset all weekend. He's like, do you feel like birthing today? And
I
I'm like,
know.
it doesn't work like
I'm
that.
pissed. I'm tired of waiting.
He's like, I just want my kid so I can really go back to work.
Except never.
Yeah, except never.
So what are you gonna do? Like,
Literally nothing. He can't do anything really. He just has to go back to work, and then whenever she decides to show up, he's just gonna have to tell his bosses that he's kind of busy.
yeah, I guess you have to get your vacation days or something, sick days. Hey, use your sick. Do you have sick days?
That's a good question.
Honestly, I don't know anything about my job.
That's not good.
So let me tell you, you guys probably have this thing called sick days.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm assuming you're entitled to it.
I assume so as well. So I'm not that worried about it. Whenever she decides to show up, I'm sure they'll just accommodate for a day or two, and we'll go from there.
Cool. Let me know how it goes, and the moment it's starting to happen, let me know. I want to be live.
okay, so I've been going to like gun stores, right? And
We want to continue this.
do we want to continue this on the podcast, or do we want to hang up?
I've also gathered a list of certain individuals.
no, I was saying we went to this one gun store and they were basically like sold out of everything,
Oh yes.
but all the employees and all the customers were Chinese.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
It was pretty wild. Mika, he came out and he was like, so everyone was Asian in there. I was like, oh, that's kind of, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I went.
No, in US, Asians, Koreans, at least we know,
Yeah.
were very gun loving.
That's true. But
Yeah.
apparently so are Chinese. Apparently
not
they
in
really like
Canada.
hunting.
I really wish there was like it would be awesome if there was a Korean-owned gun store in Canada.
That'd be pretty lit.
Yeah, but that's not really a thing with like Korean Canadians.
Yeah, it's not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I guess all of those people go to the States.
Yeah, Canadian Koreans should learn from California Koreans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Koreans are different depending on the province. It probably is.
But there could also be like a selection bias where like certain kinds of people want to go to certain kinds of places.
True. That could be.
Also, the fact that who you're dealing with in
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
When it comes to like city folk in general, you probably will see less people interested in guns. But if you go to places that are more rural, like Alberta or Manitoba, you'll probably see more of a population there.
Yeah. I went to a Canadian Tire, like basically in the city, right?
Yeah.
To buy some ammunition, and they had like a register, like a paper register of like all the different people buying ammo.
Mm.
And I wanted to see like, okay, we're in the city, like how many people have bought ammo this year so far, right?
Mhm.
So I look into the registry every single day, weekday and weekend, there's like multiple purchases.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
But in the city,
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
kind of
think
funny.
that many people were buying ammo. Anyways,
at least in the city,
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
depends
Well,
like where in the city.
Yeah, like I wonder if it's people that are actually from the outskirts coming into the city to buy it.
Maybe.
Because
Or
like,
people who have like a cottage or something and
Yeah.
go out.
There
Yeah.
are Canadian tires like out there too, though.
yeah, of course, but
Yeah,
all
there are.
there would definitely be gone because more people are going to have firearms out there. That's my guess.
Yeah.
But it could also just easily mean that there's more firearm owners in the city than I thought.
Yeah.
Could be either or both.
Depends on where.
Yeah. Like I would imagine if you went all the way downtown, we're talking like Dundas and like,
I would say very, very, very little.
then yeah,
Like
I would imagine
York area would be much more.
Yeah, because you can't even have ranges. There are
Yeah,
like,
you
no
can't.
ranges.
Yeah, I looked for one
Yeah, they have like
downtown
ranges.
and I went there
Mhm.
and it was basically not even BB gun, like plastic.
Yeah, so it's airsoft.
Yeah, toys.
And
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
I'm not surprised. Actually,
The range.
we went to Bass Pro Mills today, and I noticed that they had a small archery range in the store. I was kind of surprised.
Huh.
I was like, oh, that's a very cute idea. I don't know how much you have to pay to use it, but it was empty. There was no one in there. So
Archery, I don't know. I talking about it.
What?
Rogan was talking about it and
surprisingly,
but I can never see myself going after things.
You know there
Hmm.
are some really sick crossbows. Like
There
a
are.
really
Crossbow is different. The crossbow is a whole different, completely different mechanism.
that is true.
Crossbow is everything is set. It's a gun, basically.
Yeah,
You literally pull the trigger
yeah.
on the crossbow. Bow and arrow, it's very different system.
It is a different system. Although I personally like bow and arrow quite a lot. Like I learned as a kid. And
Well, yeah, we made bows and arrows too when we were kids.
oh no, I mean like legit archery.
Oh no, we would just bend this stick.
No, not that. Yeah, I'm not talking like the kid type of version. I mean, like I went and learned how to like shoot a real arrow from a real bow as like a 12-year-old or younger. And it's actually pretty fun. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty fun. But I can't imagine.
I'm sure it is. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't think I can hunt with it.
Yeah, like you actually can. They have like these really cool it's kind of like a lifeguard seat that has a ladder and a chair, and you literally attach it to a tree and you just like chill in the tree with your bow and arrow until something comes along, and then you just shoot at it from there. And I was
Oh, here I saw so many deers
exactly.
in town,
Oh
in the
really?
middle of the town,
That's
just walking around.
that's pretty interesting.
Crazy.
I'm surprised nobody's killing them, to be honest. But that is true. I do remember seeing a family of deer the first time we went up.
Yeah, there's another town here, Gore Bay, and we were going through it, and there were deers like in the middle of the street in town. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
But in order to be able to shoot deer, you have to get a permit, and
Yeah.
the permit is basically, I'm not going to shoot a fawn.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
I'm going as if like basically you're standing from like half a kilometers.
Right.
You're gonna decide, okay, this is old enough, and this is
Yeah, you have to just make a judgment call that it's not young. Which is honestly, that's pretty easy considering that fawns look they're pretty small, to be honest. And usually they're in groups with other deer. So you can just compare to whatever other deer are around.
it's just BS government intervention.
Of course, but even then, it's like you don't want to kill them all off, because if you do that, then there's no deer.
There's like a million of them. They're everywhere here. They're pests here.
there's like a increase in mouse population going on.
Oh, really? Like just rats or?
Yeah, mice specifically.
Oh,
It might be like a delayed COVID thing. You know what I
Maybe.
mean? Because
I don't know.
sometimes it
like
keeps
in city or like just in
in
general?
city.
Oh, okay. That doesn't make, wait, why? Why would there be an
How
increase?
would that be related to COVID?
Well, it's animals, but.
I'm just
but-
guessing about the COVID thing.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what's the relation.
yeah. Because
What's the correlation?
they would have noticed like mice entering their homes. Unless you mean like in stores.
Mhm. Oh, but it was. I think it was in Australia actually.
Oh, okay. Unrelated to our country entirely.
Nobody cares. All right, that's and I don't know how long did we go?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see afterwards. But yeah.
All right. There was a part in the middle that I lost audio. I
Oh,
got disconnected,
Yeah.
and
don't worry, you didn't miss much.
just I don't know how the audio would come out. Just that's what I'm wondering. Just check it out.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
We'll,
This was fun.
yeah, we'll post it. We'll
Do it again sometime.
yeah, we'll take a listen to it and we'll do it again next week. So
Sure. All right. Take care, and push that baby out.
I'll do my best.
It is time.
I will do
Okay,
my best.
yeah. Thanks for
Good
tuning
night.
in next week.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.